Oh no, we've tried. You know, if I planned this too much, it wouldn't be half as funny. Or would it?
I like funny.
I like funny. I look, you know, it's funny, a lot of comment, I also look funny. No, I'm very attractive.
Sandra, what do you got?
Read the fact sheet.
Huh? You and your ding.
Read the fact sheet.
I would love to, but then you know, it's a long, long story.
It's a good story. I have to go to the
I'm gonna read this one.
story, Jack.
I think you'll like this one. It's called Even the Most Avoidable Trouble. Which is something I can't seem to get away from. Sorrow had skipped out of his rent and I began to miss him. The town I'd run away to had also turned out not to be big enough to keep me out of even the most avoidable trouble. If you can believe this, I had gotten involved in a mutually destructive relationship with a lady state trooper. I had met while getting Sorrow's motorcycle out of the impound lot. We loaded the motorcycle into the back of the van owned by the disaster of a music group I was playing in. Not 6 feet out of the gate, Sorrow decides to start the thing up behind me. And we're pulled over with the motorcycle exhaust pouring out of the driver's side window like a scene from some stoner comedy. Is it illegal to have a running vehicle inside another running vehicle? Well, it took a long time to find that out, and that's how I got to know Louise. She had me walk the line of a drunk driving test, and I guess I was pretty attractive. She was too. I told her the name of my band was MDC. She already had my address, so getting my phone number wasn't a problem, and for a while, we were hanging out. I still suspect it was one of my roommates who told her that MDC did not only stand for a multi-death corporation, but by that time our forbidden passion had kind of run its course anyway. And when Louise dropped by now in the middle of the night, it was to place speeding tickets on my parked car. Soon I had so many points on my license, and you kids from New Jersey understand points on your license.
Fuck that!
That I was looking at serious jail time if I was pulled over for anything at all. So it seemed like a good idea to head out of state. Sorrow has made himself comfortable on the Lower East Side of New York City. He was living with a rock band who were spearheading an exciting new sound known as grunge music. They got pretty angry when I asked them if it wasn't really lame how much they sounded like Neil Young. But for a short time I crashed on their sofa and earned walking around money hustling pool in local bars. I would accomplish this by going to warm up at a pool hall over on Broadway called Lake Q before hitting the bars, and then not drinking until I had a pocket full of bills. This was clearly a long time ago. Lake Q was run by Vietnamese immigrants whose Occidental language of choice was French, and who took a shine to Sorrow and I. They would let us play free in the afternoons and give us pointers at our games. One older guy who ran the counter had this trick where he would take a running leap from across the room on the break, invariably finishing the game of 9-ball, which is all they played. 9-ball strategy was a catchphrase. The evening crowd at Lake Q were young Vietnamese kids who would speed up on rollerblades together around 7 or 8 o'clock. They all had tall, lacquered brush cuts, black, long-filtered cigarettes, and an inordinate fondness for the singer Morrissey. Bootleg CDs in the jukebox, immaculate tour shirts worn prominently untucked, his face stitched on the back of their bomber jackets, the whole bit. This fascination with the singer, the former singer of the Smiths, at first caused me to not take the Vietnamese rollerblade gang very seriously. The utter wrongness of my very naive and foolish stance concerning this matter was driven home to me very quickly one early summer evening when the end of Sorrow's cue stick inadvertently grazed the bum of one of the rollerblade gang's girlfriends. This is not a metaphor. Out came the butterfly knives, the breaking of cue sticks into sharp and dangerous points, and even unholstered were the small automatic pistols, which were then waved under my stunned snout and in front of Sorrow's watery blue eyes. Luckily for us, our French-speaking friend from the afternoon shift was still hanging around, and after some furious yelling and clicking and unclicking of automatic pistol safety latches, we were allowed to apologize for our great oafish clumsiness and agreed that yes, in the future, if we were ever to return to the pool hall, which was generally thought to be a bad idea, that we would definitely take a table in the basement, preferably in a corner, far away from more civilized people so that such an outrage might never happen a second time. Later that night, taking $1 a bill off some guitar player from Los Angeles over at Sophie's on 5th, I made sure to play the Smiths on the jukebox and was heard to observe loudly that Morrissey has every right to look as smug as he does, which prompted the guitar player from LA to call me a fag. Is it any wonder that touring bands get beat up in New York City?
Can I please get my seat back?
But I just smiled and let it ride. It's really best to avoid random violence if you can. You never know who you're dealing with on every given night.